Hello, people from the other side, here with you with a new little video. Yes, that's right. But this time it's not fully a nail video, but it's to do with nails. Oh me, oh my. I don't know about you, but this packaging that this mystery nail item came in, or items came in, is mesmerizing. I don't know, maybe I should show it to you. The hollow. Ooh, let me show you it with the lighting. If you're like me when it comes to hollow, you will like this. Close up to this once again. And let's get it open. Let's see if I can get it open even though it's kind of sticky. Getting it, it's just sticky. Don't even need scissors. Don't even need to use my nail because that's not to use your nail. Especially fake nails, real nails. Best not to use it as a tool because it will pop right off. Maybe you might be less prone to popping off if they're real and they're not too long, or depending on how thick they are, like me, but that's beside the point. I know. And I did say this is a nail item, so we'll see what it is. Or items. It does come in a small packaging, so how could it be items? Maybe you have a clue. There we go. Here it comes. And that's what we got here. Some nice little brushes. If I do say so myself. You thinking, huh? How are these good brushes? Potentially. Because they look like ones you might use for painting. Potentially. Unless you really know your brushes. I don't know if I'm very expert in brushes or anything like that. But I do have a pretty good idea these are going to be good. Even though these were the cheaper ones from this brand, and this would be Twinkled brand. If you know this brand at all from me, which you probably don't fully, but let me just find it. I have one thing I've had for a few years now, from them, her, him, whichever who makes it. This cleanup brush, and this cleanup brush, I even use it to kind of put polish as well because it works for that well, to take up a little polish, especially if I'm doing like the gemmy looking nails that I do sometimes. So there's that. And whatever else. And this is a great brush. So I wanted to get some brushes maybe from this brand. I was going to get like some Blue Neurologicals brushes, which I might get them, or I might just, because they are ones that have the more of the nice handle, and then it's not made with wood handle. This one does have the nice metal on the top, which is nice and wide. So I would say these are going to be pretty awesome for that. And I would assume that this flare art brush is going to be pretty nice, even though it's pretty cheap. But it did say it was made out of pretty good materials. I forget what it said, like nylon, I think it said. So it should do pretty well. It was only like $8 or $9. So it was their that's why they don't look like this. See the other ones. They have other ones as well that look different than this. They have ones made for gel, or if you want like a slightly different look than this one, they do have different versions. They have one that looks like a mermaid tail, like iridescently, like labradorite-ish, kind of like my pair of scissors I have. But yeah, this is my little set here because I've been wanting a nice little set because I've been using some brushes I got from Amazon pretty cheap, and they weren't good. They were just some generic thing. I'm a little annoyed this doesn't have a cover on it, but it was cheap. So I'll use these for a little while. They all come white. I think the nylon that I recall, and there's one that's a like sideways-ish brush with little extra bristles on it. There's one that's more straight. It came with a really small little dotting tool, which I don't really need dotting tools anyway, so this is probably the best one to have. Then I have one that goes to a point here. And then I have this one here, which is like a nice long brush. It kind of does like line somewhat. It's not as extreme as some of them might be, but this little set's probably pretty good for being pretty cheap. And I think it will do pretty well for being from Twinkled. That's all I'm going to say. I have had their matte. Good matte for what it is, I say. A little thick compared to what I have now. If you see my videos, you know the matte I'm talking about, the Hollow Talker one. That's in pretty much all my videos most of the time. So if I really need to do something on a matte and I want something that I can clean up, then that's what I use. No mess involved. Well, it looks messy, but then you can clean it up. So I'll just keep them in their case. Oops, one of them didn't get back in the case. What's this one? Look, let's say this. So I have this one, which might be tiny bit shorter. One of them, the things just fell off on the floor. One of these things. I don't think the things are made to fully stay on it. But for being $8 and you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 brushes for $8 to $9 is a very good deal. Because usually they're a lot more. But then you're getting the really quality ones where you put them in a lid and stuff. You have a lid for them or something and they last longer because of that stuff. And then they don't have wood as the handle, which might not last as long somewhat. But if you're looking for a cheap-ish alternative for at least to begin or whatever, and you're not sure if you're going to use them much, but you just want quality for the most part, I would recommend maybe a Twinkled tease and set of brushes for around that price. Usually the price range from 8 to 9 is because how many, I think I got the 9 one because this comes with more brushes. This one, I think the other one came with slightly less brushes because this one comes with, I think it comes with one more. That's why it's one extra. Because I think the 8 one comes with 5. This one comes with like 3. Comes with 2 more. So it's 5 or 6 the other one. So for the $8. So all in all, we'll be trying these out in some videos coming up. I'll definitely be trying out this flare out brush because I haven't had any good ones that do. I had one and it got extremely easily. So I know if I got something electricals, I will probably really like it because it's like more, there's more to it, but you do cost a lot more than this, but it may last me longer. I don't know. We'll just see because this is just to hold me over and something nice to use that isn't like the ones I got from Amazon that I don't even know the brand. And they're really, really light as well compared to this. This is almost scarily light. Compared to quality, this has some oomph to it. Oomph is better to have than this weird, what is this made of? I had one of the problems too. On one of them, where the lid just, there's a piece of plastic rubberish inside that makes it so the lid can click on. That got pushed up somehow. And you can see the quality and there's not as good. When you look at the quality of this, compared to this especially, that I can say, it almost looks the same in its way, but I think it's more secure. Yeah, it just looks like a little thicker of a rubber plastic thing in there to hold it in place. It's never moved out of place. Feels sturdy, everything, and the bristles have been lasting me. Even when I slightly keep nail polish in it by accident, I could clean the nail polish out by using the acetone and it's still in good shape. These are really good bristles. So if you're looking for a cleanup brush and this looks like a good size to you, and from Twinkled, just like the ones I just got, this one I've had for years and it's still lasting me. This is Twinkled number brush 2 of the ones of the cleanup brushes. I think they have another one, it might be number 4, it's bigger. But this is pretty good size for the most part to clean up on the edges when you need a cleanup brush for that. So that's all that. And I'll put this away, even though it matches. This is no. I used to have a really good brush that was anything like this. That was a line brush, which is what the most used brush I should say. This is a really good brush to have just if for something tiny that you want to just put a little bit of polish on top of things and you want to do designs like I do. And the other one that I really use, is the line brush. So there's a few little line brushes in here. They're a little different. So I can still kind of use maybe one of the cheapest line brushes. They work for the most part. But there is some finicky uses of them. But so we have these, which in a video coming up soon, I would say, probably, very likely. I have an idea coming up down the line in this upcoming holiday season. But for now, I have blabbed my mouth off long enough. There is the Twinkled brushes, and this is my cleanup brush. That is pretty old, but still you can get this exact one. Number 2 cleanup brush on TwinkledTeesWebsite.com. So there we go with that. Looking for a cheap way to get some nail art done, to have some fun? This is a good one. Well, we'll see when I try it. So, till then I try it. Till next time, Sparkle Sparkle. Bye.